It's so wonderful to be here as I'm wiping away the tears. In 1941, I was 21 years old, working at the telephone company for $25 a week, living with my dad and my mother in Chittenango, New York. And my brother had just gone into the Air Force. He had his wings by the time of Pearl Harbor. He wrote to me in September of 42, excuse me, and he said, you better learn to fly. They're taking women into the Air Force and you have to have 35 hours of flying time. So the next day, I got in touch with a pilot, an instructor. I started my first lesson. I remember I'm making $25 a week at the telephone company. The dual lessons were $14.50 an hour. $14.50 an hour, so that took a little over half of my pay each week. So I finally got 8 hours. I soloed. I moved to another airport. I got about 20 hours there. Then my instructor said, I've got a job flying over GE in Syracuse, New York. You take the job, get the free flying time, and he would get paid. So I'm standing in front of my house, hitchhike to the airport, walk a half a mile up to the little plane, fly to Syracuse, New York, try to find the factory, fly 3 hours back and forth over that, come back to Canastota, hike to the road, hitchhike home, and that was my life. And finally, it was safe to hitchhike in those days. So finally I had 35 hours of flying time. I found out I had to be interviewed in New York, and I took the train there. I'm a little girl from 950 people of Chittenango, New York, and I had to find the place where I was to be interviewed. Heavens only knows how I found it. But I was interviewed. They accepted me right away, and I said, I'm ready to go. I have my suitcase with me. Oh, no, you can't. This was July of 43. You can't get into a class till January 1st of 1944. So I had to wait 6 months to get in. So I thought, for 1 month, I'll go down to my mother's cattle ranch in Sebring, Florida. In 39, when I was 19, they bought 2,300 acres, and they were running about 700 head of Brangus. So I thought, I'll go down there and herd cattle for a month before I go. So finally, I took the train to Sebring, where were we? Sweetwater, the rattlesnake capital of the world. And so then we went to Avenger Field and started flying, day and night. AT-6s, BT-13s, Stearman. We flew day and night, solo and dual, cross country, everything. Finally we graduated.